I've been using this WP Rocket plugin for page speed optimizations. I've been doing page speed optimizations for a long time, and it can be really fiddly. And all I really want with page speed optimization when I'm doing it is I want to be able to implement a process. And what I liked about WP Rocket, I've signed up to the Infinite product, is it's laid out in a way that is very process driven. So I've done some speed optimizations on one of our sites here, and the results are very good, as you'd expect. I just want to take you through the process of WP Rocket, and hopefully we can create a good video out of this. So first up, with no WP Rocket, this is how my site is scoring. So that's the mobile version. So it's not too bad out of the gate because mobile is pretty slow. So the build is quite good. So there's, like a good PHP structure to all the template files, and or all the loops are in order, and so there's no major issues with the build. Plus we're on a standard Apache server running PHP 7.4, so there's no issues there. So just by installing WP Rocket and installing some caching, this is what we got, 84. And which is good. And now we can see that Google PageSpeed here is complaining about serve images in next-gen formats. Okay, so and we're going to say 4.5 seconds. So that's huge. If we can solve this problem, then we're going to be in the green. So does WP Engine help us with this? Yes, it does, with the help of another plugin as well. So let's go to WP Engine, and we'll go to Media. So lazy loading, there's an option for that. So that means that the images aren't going to start loading until the users actually requested them by putting the images in the viewport. So any image, say down the bottom or in the middle of the site, it's not going to start loading until the user sort of scrolls to see them. So that's what lazy loading is. So we implement that because that's a nice feature. And the same deal for iframes and videos. Add missing image dimensions. That's a big one too. That helps the images load faster. The browser doesn't have to calculate how big the images are. Now this one here, enable Webp caching. So that's a good one, but you actually have to have the Webp images. So the plugin that I use to generate the Webp images, to convert my JPEGs and my PNG images into Webp images, and Webp, if you don't know, is the smallest and most modern image format specifically for the web. It's not supported by all browsers, but using these plugins, if the browser doesn't support the images, then the browser will serve up a JPEG or a PNG instead. So this is the plugin that you want to use. It's called Webp Express. So install this one, and then you have to bulk convert all your images to Webp. And that's pretty much it. That's all you do. It'll run some tests on your server to see if your server is compatible with this plugin, and if it is, then you're good to go. So after we did the images, we converted the images to Webp. This is what our score lifted to. And what else did we need to fix after this? So to solve the eliminate render blocking resources, what I did, because it means so many different things, I went into file optimization and minified the CSS files, combined them together, optimized the CSS delivery, did the same with the JavaScript, and then load the JavaScript in the footer, or load it deferred, meaning load it last. So that sort of optimization of the files allowed the pages to load faster. And after I did that, what we got was $90 on mobile. So we're in the green. And the next problem we had to solve was to eliminate this render blocking, and specifically my font was Google was complaining about my font. So WP Engine really helps us, WP Rocket really helps us with that, by allowing us to preload the font. So if I go into preload here, so I put this in the prefetch DNS requests, and that's solved the issue. And that's what we got. So quite a large effect there. So that's on mobile, 99. Now it's still complaining about reduce initial server response, but it's tiny, the savings. And I wasn't too sure how to actually fix that. One thing it was complaining about was images still don't have width and height. So when I opened that up, I saw that it was just my logo that it was complaining about, no other images. So WP Rocket fixed, added the width and the height to all the images in the content, but it didn't add it to my logo for some reason. So I manually added the width and the height to the logo, and that did stop this complaint here, but we still see it stopped the complaint, but we still have this to deal with here. Now, I was on 100 for desktop and 99 for mobile, and I chose to leave it there because I thought that was high enough. I didn't need that last 1% on mobile. I was quite happy just to see how we go in the Google search engine results.